If you had the chance to be alive for all of eternity, would you take it? So tomorrow is my 30th birthday. I am officially becoming ancient.
You are an old man and a fool!
30 is definitely not the new 20. 30 is 30. Don't lie to yourself. If you're 30 and you're saying it's the new 20, it's 30. You can feel it. Fart, dust comes out. I wake up and I'm just covered in cobwebs. I'm just all dusty and crickety and cracky. My bones are all like when I move. When I fall, I feel like I'm just gonna explode and turn into dust and blow away in the wind. You also start seeing wrinkles and stuff that you never seen before, like this. What is this? Like, why? It's because I smile too much. Look. Would you take the chance to be alive for all of eternity? Now, somebody sent me a link to a very cool and amazing story, and I'm going to share that with you guys today. We are going to be talking about immortality. Right off the bat, this guy's got a cool name, Count the Saint-Germain. Sounds like something Kanye West would call one of his kids. Count Saint-Germain was born in 1690. His father was a Transylvanian prince. Some people think that he was actually around during the time of Jesus. He was there when Jesus turned water to wine. He was also present at the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. Now, these claims are not taken seriously by most people, that he was around during the time of Jesus, but plays into his story a little bit. There's one thing that everybody knew for sure about this guy, is that he was a very good alchemist. Some of you may know what alchemy is, some of you may not. Alchemy is basically like a mystical science. The goal is to sort of control the elements. A little more crudely, it's basically like magic. One of the goals of alchemy is to create projection powder, or the elusive philosopher's stone. Now, projection powder, when mixed with a molten metal, can turn that metal to silver or gold, and when mixed into an elixir, supposedly it will make you immortal. Now, what people believe is that the Count, or Germain, figured out how to use the projection powder, made an elixir, drank it, and now he's immortal. Or then he was immortal. Whatever. So around 1742, Germain started mingling with the high society in Europe. He had spent some time in Persia where he learned how to be a jeweler. This guy had many talents. He knew how to play music. He knew about politics and science. He also knew a bunch of different languages. So he could speak Russian, French, German, Portuguese, English, all fluently. He knew a bit of Chinese. He knew a bit of Arabic. He could also read ancient Greek and Sanskrit. I mean, that's crazy. There's a story that kind of plays into his immortal thing. In 1760, he went to stay with this countess. And the thing was that the countess had met him before in 1710, I think. And when she saw him, she was completely astonished because he hadn't aged at all. The guy looked at the same age. He looked around 45. That's what everyone says. This guy always looks like 40 to 45. So he looked the same exact age. This lady's already old. When she saw him, you know, years ago, he looked the same. And he says to her something super cool and super crazy. It stood out to me. So he super trips her out, and then he keeps trying to tell her, like, check it out, like, I'm immortal, like, I've been living forever, I'm ancient. He's really ancient. Over the next 40 years, this guy traveled all throughout Europe, and he never seemed to age. So in 1779, he ends up befriending this prince, Prince Charles of Hesse-Kassel. I'm probably saying that very wrong. And all these European names probably I will say wrong if I say any here. That's why I'm trying to avoid saying them, basically. But Yeah, so he stayed with this prince for the next 5 years, and it says that he actually died here on February 27th, 1784. Of course, my friends, the story does not end there. Anyone else would have just died. That would have been the end of the story, but not this guy. This guy is still being seen after his supposed death. Something crazy about this article, or this story, is that this guy was like mingling with the elites, so some of these famous people in European history actually talk about this guy. They bring this guy up. Actually met Casanova, you know, the original Latin lover. Yeah, so Casanova said this about him. I'm going to read it off because I can't remember this quote, you know, off the top of my head, and I want to read what he said. He said, "This extraordinary man would say in an easy, assured manner that he was 300 years old, that he knew the secrets of universal medicine, that he possessed a mastery over nature, that he could melt diamonds. All this," he said, "was mere trifle to him." That is crazy. He could play the violin very well. He was an accomplished painter. This guy had wealth that nobody knew where it was coming from, and most people assumed that, like, he got the elixir with the projection powder. He used the projection powder to make, you know, gold at whenever he wanted. So this guy had like unlimited wealth. Basically, this guy keeps popping up throughout history. Now, in 1821, people believe that he may have just taken on a different identity, which is actually kind of interesting because I feel like if I was immortal, if anyone was immortal, the best thing to do would just be to keep changing identities. That way you don't get bored. You just completely change your story, you change your job, your career, whatever, and you just keep living different lives. The most recent appearance of this guy, check this out, is in 1972. This is where it gets weird, right? So this guy, Richard Chanfrey, announced that he was the Count on live television, and supposedly he turned molten metal into gold on TV inside a little crock pot. This is where it gets a little crazy, and I think this guy might have been lying, but the guy later ends up committing suicide. So of course, what better way to keep this mystery going than for the guy that supposedly is the Count to end up committing suicide so he could change his identity once again. I'm sure that I'm skipping over stuff and leaving stuff out, so of course if you guys want the whole story written well and told well, check the link down there. Here's something we should do that might be kind of fun. Let me know down in the comments who you think the Count is today. Who is this guy today? Is he a famous actor? Is he a famous musician? Is he not, you know, just working at Costco or at IKEA? So Saint-Germain, if you're watching this vlog right now, give me a like down there. Share this with all your immortal friends. And follow me on Instagram. It's just a crazy story, man. And I just wanted to, you know, share that with you guys because this just caught my attention and I couldn't believe that I had never heard this story before. So yeah, so the link to the original story is down there. I left out a lot of stuff because it's kind of long. I hope you're all having a chill day, whatever day it is where you are. And yeah, I'm turning 30, I'm turning ancient. Now if you guys know how to turn, how to get me that Philosopher's Stone or the projection powder, let me know. I'm gonna keep making videos. You're all dope. We'll talk soon.